Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday, January the 5th. The month is just flying by. Like the wind that's blowing outside with wind chills in the teens. Brrr. We're going to stay inside where it's nice and warm. I'm going to give Snickers. Snickers is here to visit us. Come here, Snickers. And she likes her little treats. All right, so we're going to talk today about a story I read about Jonah Hill. The dangers of defining boundaries as abuse. The Jonah Hill and Sarah Brady story. This is interesting. So we're going to read this, or I'm going to read this. And we'll see what we can't get out of this to help us. Because in the realm of relationships, the line between setting a healthy boundary and exerting control can sometimes blur. This is especially true when dealing with a narcissistic or abusive partner. And we'll find out whether it was Jonah Hill or Sarah Brady that was abusive. We'll see. The wild recent past controversy about Jonah Hill boundaries with his ex-girlfriend Sarah Brady serves as a stark example of this dynamic. In the word therapy speak is all over social media these days. And we'll discuss everything about it in this article. Jonah Hill boundaries, the allegations, and a closer look. Sarah Brady, a surf instructor who was in a relationship with Jonah Hill for about a year in 2021, has publicly accused the actor of being emotionally abusive. She chose to post pictures in a series of Instagram story posts where she posted screenshots of alleged text message exchanges between herself and Hill. In these messages, Hill is seen asking Brady to remove certain surfing photos from her Instagram, specifically those featuring her in a thong. After Brady complied and deleted the post, Hill reportedly responded that it was a good start, but implied that she had missed his point. He is quoted saying, "But it's not my place to teach you. I've made my boundaries clear." He added, "You refuse to let go of some of them, and you've made that clear. I hope it makes you happy." Because evidently she didn't remove some posts that should have been removed. So let's see. This is the text that was sent from Jonah. "If you need surfing with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places, and from your wild recent past, beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful. I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust." That was a post from Jonah Hill to his girlfriend. In another conversation, Hill reportedly expressed that if Brady wanted to surf with men, to model, to posting pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, and to post sexual pictures, among other things, then he's not the right partner for her. And he's absolutely right. He also stated, excuse me, having some stomach issues. Sorry about that. I'm back. Had a little indigestion there. All right, let's get this back up and going. Come here. There we go. He also stated, if these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership. And he has a right to have that boundary. The backlash and the perspective. Brady's posts sparked a wave of support from young women on social media who saw Hill's messages as controlling and abusive. I don't see his as being abusive. Those are just his boundaries, and if she can't accept that, then they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. It's as simple as that. You have to have boundaries. However, some older Australian women defended Hill, claiming there was nothing wrong with the Hollywood actor's text messages, as he was simply outlining his boundaries. One woman commented, nothing he said was out of line, though. He was stating his boundaries. She didn't like it, so plays the victim card. Others claim Brady's sharing the private messages on social media was in fact abusive, stating that it was a violation of Hill's privacy. The controversy surrounding Hill's text messages raises the question of where the line is drawn between setting healthy boundaries and emotional abuse. From one perspective, Hill's requests could be seen as controlling behavior and manipulative, indicative of an emotionally abusive relationship. Could be, or could be just him setting his boundaries. She doesn't respect those boundaries, so she's out. She needs to set boundaries too. However, from another perspective, Hill is simply communicating his boundaries for a romantic relationship, which is a healthy and necessary part of a relationship. The bigger picture, narcissism, smear campaigns, and emotional abuse. Those are all things that aren't necessary. But we'll look into them. This story is not just about a celebrity breakup. It's about the fine line between setting boundaries and emotional abuse, a line that is often blurred in separations, divorces, and custody battles with a narcissistic or abusive ex. Narcissistic individuals often manipulate the narrative to portray themselves as the victim. So who was the victim? Was it Jonah Hill or was it Sarah Brady? Who knows? This might launch a smear campaign against their former partner, painting their boundaries as a form of abuse. I don't think Hill was showing that as a form of abuse. I think he was just, these are my boundaries. You don't like them, tough. This is a common tactic used by narcissists to manipulate the narrative and portray themselves as the victim. So I believe she was the narcissist. In the case of Hill and Brady, the situation could be seen as a form of a smear campaign, with Brady publicly sharing her side of the story, painting Hill in a negative light. I think so. However, it's also possible that Brady is speaking out to raise awareness about psychological and emotional abuse and the harm it can cause. I need to turn on some heat. Can Mommy turn the heater on? I'm going to turn the heater on, okay? I'm going to plug it in, okay? Because Mommy's chilly. There we go. That'll warm us up a little bit. You're okay, sweetie. You're okay. Mommy's not going to roll over on you. No, I won't. I will roll forward. That way I won't be on you. Okay. Frequently asked questions about this relationship. What is the controversy between Jonah Hill and Sarah Brady about? The controversy revolves around the nature of text messages exchanged between the actor Jonah Hill and his ex-girlfriend, Sarah Brady. Brady accused Hill of emotional abuse, citing his request for her to remove certain photos from her Instagram and his statements regarding his boundaries for a romantic partnership. Personally, I see no reason to fault him for stating what he wants in a relationship. I know what I want in a relationship, and I'm going to let my future partner know that I don't allow certain things. This situation has sparked debate on social media about whether Hill's actions were abusive or simply a matter of setting personal boundaries. 2. How has the public reacted to the allegations made by Sarah Brady against Jonah Hill? Public reaction has been divided. Some people, particularly young women on social media that are stupid, have supported Brady and view Hill's messages as controlling and indicative of emotional abuse, which I don't believe they are. Conversely, others, including some older Australian women, have defended Hill, arguing that he was merely expressing his boundaries and that Brady's acts of sharing private messages is a violation of his privacy and potentially abusive. What is the broader issue highlighted by the Hill-Brady story? The broader issue highlighted by this story is the complex and often misunderstood distinction between setting healthy relationship boundaries and exerting control, which can be perceived as emotional abuse. But the way he pointed it out, I don't see it as abuse. It underscores the importance of clear communication and respect for each partner's boundaries. I didn't hear her setting any boundaries, so on her. Additionally, it brings attention to the potential dangers of smear campaigns and the impact of airing personal disputes on social media, which I don't believe he should. The story serves as a reminder to carefully consider all aspects of such situations and the importance of distinguishing between boundary setting and abusive behavior. Conclusion: recognizing the difference. The last thing you want is for your boundaries to be defined as abuse. Absolutely. It's crucial to communicate openly and honestly with your partner about your boundaries and to respect their boundaries as well. And see, this is what I don't hear her doing. I don't hear her setting any boundaries. If you feel that your boundaries are being violated or that you're being emotionally abused, seek help from a trusted friend, family member, or professional. Remember, setting boundaries is not abuse. It's a way to protect your mental health and emotional state and physical well-being. However, when boundaries become a tool for control and manipulation, they can turn into a form of abuse. And that's what I lived with. It's essential to recognize the difference and to stand up against any form of abuse. As this story continues to unfold, it serves as a reminder of the importance of clear communication, respect for boundaries, and the potential pitfalls of airing personal matters on social media. It also highlights the potential dangers of smear campaigns and the impact they can have on an individual's reputation and career. Yeah, Jonah's career has been thanks to this woman. In the end, Jonah Hill and Sarah Brady saga is a complex one with many layers of interpretation. It's a stark reminder that setting boundaries is not abuse, that it's important to consider all sides of a story before passing judgment. Absolutely. There we go. Let's see. I feel like I missed something. I did. Here we go. Fighting a narcissist in court. This is what I get to do on Wednesday. So let's see how I can. Okay. Okay, so in this short story, we're going to see if we can learn how to fight a narcissist in court. First, let's see, how to set firm and effective boundaries that will protect your sanity during and after your case. Second, effective communication strategies against the narcissist. And finally, how to bring up narcissism without looking like an idiot in court. Okay, so well, evidently that's not going to help us. That 100% free. Okay, so it's something that I need to read about. Okay. So, like I've said, dealing with a narcissist is not the easiest thing in the world to do. They will do everything they can to make you out to be the bad guy. So don't let them. Keep your self-esteem. When you're facing a narcissist, you need to have a stiff upper lip and just not let them get to you. I know that's difficult. I know it is going to be such a challenge for me when I go to court Wednesday and have to face this man that tried to kill me 2.5 years ago and say the things that he did to not only me, but to my family members. The judge needs to know what he's done. Not only what he did on October the 8th. The judge needs to know what Martin did to my family for 40 years. He destroyed it. My family was doing well. My family was happy until he decided that sex was more important to him than anything in the whole world. Now, granted, I enjoy sex just as much as anybody else. But, as I'm going to explain to the judge, sex is not all that important to me. Yes, when we got married, sex was important. Sex was very important to both of us because we wanted another child. And you needed to have sex to have another child. I didn't want to adopt. I wanted my own child. That was from me and my husband. It was a product of us. And I wanted that child to grow up to be a healthy human, a kind, healthy human. Instead, God bless him, he is a very mixed up human. His father was so abusive to him in a different way from me. He wanted this boy to be a Dallas Cowboy football player. He didn't care how he got there. But he was determined that Bo was going to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Bo didn't want to play football. Bo wanted to just be himself. And he never was able to be himself until he left us in Denton. What? But now he's learning to be himself at 36. I hope and pray that what takes place on Wednesday not only helps me, but helps my son. I want him to have a good future. I want him to find a woman that he loves and have children. Where are you going, Snickers? Are you bored? Come here. Come here. You see you right there? Look, that's you. That's you. Does Snickers like treats? Good girl. Good girl. Thank you. She's such a sweetheart. And I tell you what, if it hadn't been for that little puppy, I don't think I would be here right now. She saved me. And I saved her. She has kept me sane through this ordeal. I rescued her from the Denton County Animal Welfare. And she's just been my sweetheart. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. So if you need to get through your issues and you don't have a pet, rescue one. Rescue a pet. I would love to rescue a dachshund. If anybody knows of a dachshund out there, a female dachshund puppy, I would love to adopt one. In the meantime, I need to go practice reading my victim impact statement. Oh, she's ready to get out. So, peace, love. Talk to y'all later. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.